Hello, everyone. Today, our guest is John Casmon. John started his career in corporate America as an overseer for marketing campaigns for various companies. Now he is a full-time real estate investor. John hosts the Target Market Insights, a multi-family and marketing podcast. In this video, John will share with us the reasons why he chose multi-family investing as a vehicle for him to build a strong passive income streams. Welcome back, everyone. Today I have John Casmon here with us. How are you, John?
Delphine, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for joining us, John. I would like to ask you some questions to understand why you choose a multifamily apartment as a method to build passive income.
Yeah, I don't think I chose multifamily investing. I think multifamily investing chose me. It's one of those things where, I was in corporate America working the W-2 job, and I was working in marketing and advertising, and I was at GM, and this is back in 2008. So many of your listeners will know exactly what was going on around that time. But we ended up falling into some hardships and going into bankruptcy with the overall economic collapse. And I watched as my colleagues were getting let go, and it made me really stop and think about my career, my future. How do I insulate myself from some of these issues? I remember specifically there was a guy who used to sit right in front of me, and he got let go. And his entire plan was to work for that company until he retired and live off the pension. And he got let go with about, 22 years of service. And he had no idea how he was going to pay for some of his medical expenses and things like that. And that just really resonated with me, where I felt a lot of empathy for him. But on the same note, I was young in my career, and I felt like, you know what? I need to figure out some other options to make sure that I have, other ways to take care of myself and my family in case this situation happens to me. Because I saw it happen across industries, across companies, big or small, it didn't matter. So you really can't protect yourself from some of those things that are out of our control. The only way you can is by getting another stream of income. And out of all of my research, real estate was the one thing that kept popping up. And ultimately, for me, I chose multifamily investing.
That's a great story. Even though we are earning an income from full-time career, we want to make sure we have other sources of passive income. So if something happens to our jobs, we still protect ourselves and our family. Similar to the story of his coworker in GM. Our main purpose in life is to enjoy it. And if we can find an easy way to make our money grow before retirement, that's already one step closer to our goal to achieve a satisfactory and easy life. John chose to invest in real estate. Now, John, I know that marketing people can be super cool and fun to work with. Yet you left the limelight working environment to be a full-time investor in this time. You must have your 401k. How is your 401k performing?
So, I mean, to your point, I was doing a lot of fun things. So it was hard to just walk away from it because I was doing a lot of fun things. We're going to Super Bowl and parties and New Year's Eve celebrations and hanging out with celebrities and doing concerts and all sorts of fun things. But as I said, I realized that it wasn't really because of me. It was really the person filling that role. It wasn't that John Casmon was going to all these fun things. It was the brand director. I happened to just be sitting in that seat at the time wearing that title, but it wasn't, based off of me. It was based on that title and that position. And I learned early in my career not to get too tied to a title or position. And it was a lesson I learned as an intern. I remember this guy who was going on a trip, and I was so excited. I was talking to him about it and trying to learn about everything he was doing. And he stopped, he saw the excitement in my voice and the other folks who were around. And he told me, he said, listen, he pulled out his business card and he handed it to me. And he said, you want to make sure that the things that you're doing, the things that you're receiving are based on the name, where your name goes on the card, not the title or the company at the top of the card. And that always resonated with me. The brand manager for General Motors, he got a lot of cool things. But if John Casmon wasn't sitting in that seat, those things evaporated very quickly. So that was just something that stuck with me. Now, you asked about my 401k. I did have a 401k when I was in corporate America. When I left corporate America, I left that 401k sitting there. And then I learned that you can actually roll over that 401k, that old 401k, into a self-directed account. So it's now into a self-directed IRA. I actually have an EQRP, which is I have both. I have an EQRP and a self-directed IRA. So I use both of those. They've been performing pretty well. I do a lot of real estate investing with my self-directed accounts. That's one of the benefits of it for me. But I do still have a portion of my funds and IRAs and self-directed IRAs into the stock market. And I mean, overall, it's been performing pretty well. I think the stock market is very, finicky. It's unpredictable, and I don't like having too much money sitting in the stock market where we don't have as much control or oversight. So I do prefer to have my money in real estate, a hard physical asset that's tangible. I understand the business plan, and it's something that has a lot of great tax benefits as well.
Very nice. By rolling over the old 401k to a self-directed retirement account, we can use this to invest in real estate. Can you tell us all the options that we can invest passively in real estate beside for syndication or REIT, which we've already heard of?
Yeah, there's lots of ways to invest passively, right? There's REITs, which you mentioned, which are real estate investment trusts. And essentially what those are, it's kind of a fund of different investments. So you can invest in one of those kind of trusts or funds, and it's a kind of an ETF or a stock where you put your money in that way. That's one way to invest. Another way is to invest in apartment syndications, which is the main thing I do with my business, where we work with other investors, pool our resources together, our capital together to go out and buy an apartment building. And that way, everyone actually owns a piece of the apartment building without having to worry about being a landlord, handling tenants, termites, toilets, any of that kind of stuff. So you really get a slice in all the benefits of being a property owner without the headaches of being a landlord. So that's the main thing that we do. And then the other ways you can invest, you can do private lending. You can work with a flipper or someone who's looking to acquire, and you can loan money to them and earn interest or flat return based off of that loan amount. The other thing that you can do is invest in notes. So you can be the bank yourself, and you can buy mortgages or buy banks or notes, I should say, and you collect what we call mailbox money, where you don't have to do any work. You don't own any of the real estate, but that person is paying you, the borrower is going to pay you a portion of the mortgage, or they're going to pay you the mortgage, and you're going to keep a portion of that for interest for yourself. So there are lots of different ways to invest in real estate, and that's what makes it such a great investment. If you don't want to be a landlord, you don't want to be a flipper, you can still invest in real estate and make great money. So it's a great avenue, and I implore a lot of people to check it out.
It's good to have a variety of options to choose from. So, John, throughout those years, what lessons have you learned from being a capital investor?
Yeah, great question. So, one of the biggest things I learned is that it's difficult to be a landlord. It's one thing to go out and do it on a small scale to buy a 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit property. That's great. And that's a phenomenal way to become an investor. It's exactly how I started, with the 2 unit building. With that said, as you scale up, you also scale up in the problems, you scale up in the challenges. So, it really helps to work with someone who's full time, who is committed, and do a deal where it's big enough where you have a full-time professional property manager in place. If you're buying some smaller or mid-sized assets, it can be a bit of a challenge, just managing that if you're not full-time yourself. So when I was working the W-2 job and managing my personal portfolio, there were times where I had a lot of things going on. So when I made the full-time transition, it helped to put in place full-time property managers. So I would say when you're looking at investing, treat it like an investment. Don't treat it as a part-time job. Put your money to work and be okay taking a little less profits and maybe hiring a team, working with an apartment syndicator or someone who can be involved in the day-to-day transactions so you don't have to worry about receiving all those phone calls and fielding all of those inquiries. Focus on your investments. Focus on the things that you really want to do. The time that you have, time with family, time for leisure. Focus on those things. That's the goal, right? For most people, the goal is financial freedom, financial independence, the time to have flexibility to do the things that you love with the people that you love. So picking up a part-time job is not what most people are trying to sign up for. So I think the biggest thing you can take away is find good people that can run your deals, that can, be the people that take care of the day-to-day work, and make sure you're partnering with those people. If you can do that, get all the benefits of being an investor without the headaches of bringing on a second job, that's going to put you in a position to be very successful and very happy in the long run.
Thank you for sharing, John. Yes, we all want to scale up in our investment portfolio, but depending on the type of real estate investment, we may end up scaling up in the problems, scaling up in challenges. So, to have true freedom, investors should have a team of professionals who work on their behalf so that we can enjoy our time with our loved ones and pursue our other dreams. Investing passively in multi-family apartments sound like very promising to those who are looking to achieve financial freedom. Now, John, if somebody currently have a W-2 job, what steps should they take to start investing in multifamily?
Yeah, if you already have a job, right? So you're already making money, you're doing a day job, you do not want to take on a second job by jumping into multifamily investing by yourself. Real estate, multifamily in particular, is a team sport. So if you want to get into multifamily, the best thing you can do is align yourself with a team of people that are already investing. Delphine, you're a perfect example. For folks watching this right now, I know you are investing in apartment buildings. Folks can reach out to you directly and learn more about what you're doing at your business. And by doing that, you'll get a chance to see opportunities to invest passively. Now, when we talk about investing passively, it doesn't mean that you write a check and you just wait. The beauty is that you'll get updates. You're going to get, information about how the property is performing. So you can ask questions to the person that you're working with. You can research the markets. You can be fairly involved in the upfront process. But then once you decide to invest, you can sit back, relax, and only ask questions when you have a question, but you're not responsible for doing any of the work. So I think if you have a W-2 job, if you are looking to learn more about investing, even if you want to be active, I think becoming a passive investor first is the best way to learn while you earn and also get a sense of all of the benefits that are involved. We're talking about passive cash flow. We're talking about all the tax benefits, which, for many investors, they're actually able to lower their taxable amount. We're talking about the diversification from the stock market. So you don't have to have all of your money tied to the stock market. You can invest in these alternative assets. And that alone is really a great thing for many investors. You don't want to have all of your eggs in one basket. You want to make sure that you have some diversification and you're in a physical hard asset like real estate that's tangible, not something that's purely speculative that can go up and down based on whether or not the president sneezes or, something else that you can't really control. So being involved in something that is a bit more tangible is a great way to grow your portfolio.
Fabulous. Thank you, John, for sharing. We can't emphasize enough how important it is to find the right team of syndicators to invest our money with. So we can learn while we earn. And like you said, investing in stock market is unpredictable, and we should not put all our eggs in one basket. You prefer real estate because it's a hard physical asset and gives the investor more tax benefits. Now, would you mind sharing with us your plan for 2021 and the next 5 years?
Yeah, so for us, the biggest thing is continuing to find great multifamily investment opportunities. We love markets that are seeing great stability and growth. We love to find properties where there's a value add opportunity. And what that means is we want to buy based on how a property is performing today, but we want properties where there's an upside. There's an opportunity to increase rents, to increase the value of the property. And that really de-risk the investment for us because we can force appreciation and basically create our own value. So that way we're a little less worried about swings in the marketplace, and that makes it an easier investment opportunity for us. So we're going to continue to look for deals like that and continue to work with more and more investors to help them get the passive income, diversification, and all the tax benefits that come from apartment syndication. That's really the biggest thing. We want to always look at different opportunities, but I would say 80 to 90% of our focus is going to be finding the right multifamily investment opportunities.
Great knowing you. I trust that you will achieve them. As you mentioned about tax benefits, please tell us the main tax benefits that passive investor will receive from investing in real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest ones is called bonus depreciation. Now, most businesses have bonus depreciation that they can take. The beauty of real estate, and particularly commercial apartment investing, is that you can depreciate the building. And on top of that, it's not just the physical structure, but it's all of the things inside the building, the real personal property, it's the fixtures, it's the mechanical things. So with real estate, you could actually do something that's called accelerated depreciation. So there's a way to go in and take all of those different things that are usually depreciated over a much longer lifespan and do it all in the first year. So instead of going, for 20, 30, 5, 15, 20, 30 years, you can
Mhm.
depreciate all this stuff year one. And what ends up happening is for many investors, they're able to take all of that passive income loss, even though they received the returns, they received dividends or distributions, they're actually able to show a paper loss on their taxes through a K1 statement. And if you have other passive income, you can use that as a deduction. So it's a great tool. There are some limitations, so you should talk to a CPA. But for many people, it's a great tool to lower your taxable amount. And even if you can't take advantage of all of it today, it carries forward. So in the future, if you have passive income, you can use it to offset that. Now, again, there's some nuances there. You should talk to a CPA, but it's a phenomenal tool that many investors use. And if anyone paid any attention during the presidential debate, there was a lot said about President Trump's taxes. One of the things that President Trump was doing was taking advantage of this tax provision. Now, it's not a loophole. I know some people may say, oh, it's a loophole. Here's the thing: as a real estate investor, as an apartment investor, you are providing a service for many Americans. You are providing housing, you are providing jobs. You're talking about, contractors, plumbers, electricians, property managers, attorneys, real estate agents, brokers. There's a lot of people that are dependent on these real estate transactions. So the way our tax code is set up, people who create jobs, who provide housing, things of that nature, they get tax advantages other than the people who simply work their W 2 job. So, by being an investor, by essentially being a business owner, you get certain tax advantages. And that's what this is about. And the beauty of this all is you get all those benefits without the headaches of having to do all the work yourself. So, it's a great tool. I really implore people to think about how this could be incorporated into their portfolio, even if you don't care about real estate. You don't have to love apartment investing or real estate or any of that stuff. And in fact, it's best that you don't fall in love with it. But if you can leverage this as a part of any other portfolio, just like you want a balanced portfolio, this is the same thing. You should have a portion of your portfolio in alternative assets. Apartment investing fits into this category. It's a hard, tangible thing. And I think you should really consider adding this to your portfolio, especially with all the beautiful tax benefits that are available.
It's definitely valuable information to our higher taxpayers. Please keep in mind to consult with your CPA when it comes to income tax strategies. All right, John, what advice would you like to share with our viewers today about building strong passive income streams without sacrificing precious time?
So here's some advice if you are looking to get some passive income, okay? First and foremost, vet the person you're working with. All right. Make sure that you get to know people. You're talking to two people right here. So Delphine, myself, reach out to them. Reach out to Delphine. Learn more about what she's doing. ask her to send you more information about apartment investing and take the time to get to know who you're actually going to be working with. These are partnerships. And just like anything else, you want to understand who you're going to partner with because you will be in a partnership for a longer period of time. These deals are typically anywhere between 3 and 7 years. So you'll want to make sure that these are the kind of people you want to be working with or partners with over the next 3 to 7 years. So, first and foremost, get to know the people you're looking to work with. Two, understand the markets. Learn about what's happening in the city, population trends, demographic trends, job trends, and at least lean on that person to help you understand more about why they like certain markets and maybe why they don't like other markets. The third thing is make sure you understand what the risks are in a deal. Anyone can present a deal and it can look great, but all deals have risk. I don't care what it is. Any kind of investment has some risk. The more you understand the risk and what they're doing to mitigate those risks, the easier it's going to be for you to feel comfortable with the investment. So make sure you understand where the risks are in the deal and how that risk is being mitigated. I think the fourth thing I would say is don't overthink it. You can analyze until you are just paralyzed and you never take action. Stay focused on what your goals are. And if real estate investing, especially passive apartment investing, can help you with your goals, and if you can find people that you trust, who you believe know what they're doing and have a good business plan, move forward. Move forward with the deal. Learn as you go. You're never going to be 100% confident. You're not. It's just not how it works. So get 80% comfortable, 80% confident in the people you're working with, the deals that you're looking to get into, and pull the trigger and do so in a way where you are comfortable with the results. And the last thing is this: when you are working with other people, you have to make sure that you are comfortable. If you're not comfortable, if you have reservations, ask questions. Make sure you ask questions because if you feel uneasy, that's not going to be a good experience for anybody. So ask questions. If there's something that you don't understand, tell that person, hey, I don't understand how this works. Make sure you're asking questions because ultimately it's our job to make sure you feel comfortable. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at apartments or anything else. If you're not comfortable with the investment, take the time to get comfortable. Ask more questions. There's never anything wrong with asking more questions and getting more comfortable. So do those things, and I think you'll be very successful and very happy with your investments.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to help out future investors. I hope you all found this video helpful and were able to apply John Casmon's advice to your investment plan. If this video helped you out in any way, please remember to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any new episodes. If you want to know more about generating passive income stream through real estate investing, contact John Casmon or myself to schedule a consultation. Thank you for watching.